So, how are you today, Amanda?
I'm perky.
You
How about
are
you?
perky. I'm good. I'm excited about our guest today. I mean, we say that every week, but
This one's special.
this one's so special. Let's not tell anybody who it
Okay,
is, shall
let's
we?
see if they could guess.
All right, you guys. Our guest today is the hottest guest we've ever had on the show.
I'm glad you think that.
Yeah, he is. He is a lead singer, songwriter, guitar player, frontman for the band Course of Nature with his mega hit song "Caught in the Sun." That was a good one.
It's a really good one.
It was like the World Cup song that year.
I'd sing it, but he's here and I would embarrass myself.
He opened tours for Creed and Nickelback back in their heyday in 2002 and 2003, which led him to meeting the woman of his dreams at a gala at the Kentucky Derby in the spring of 2002.
Lucky lady.
Right? After climbing the charts with his two great rock albums, this hot guy became nominated artist at the 50th Grammy Awards for the Best Rock Song for his song It's Not Over, which was performed by Daughtry.
Pretty cool.
But then shortly after that whirlwind and the birth of his second son, he quit music to dedicate his time to becoming the greatest father this planet Earth has ever witnessed.
And he is.
And he also then decided to get NASM certified as a personal trainer. I think also kinesiology. But he devoted his incredible efforts to his wife in their home gym. Saved his efforts of like personal training for only his wife. Isn't that sweet?
That's really sweet.
He's a man who knows his way around a meat smoker.
That's it. In the South, it's a very important trait.
And he would giggle if I said that he makes really good sausage. He's an all-around heartthrob. Please welcome my dashing husband, Mark Wilkerson.
Woo! Get on in here, sausage man. I mean, I know the story, but everyone else probably wants to know the story about how you guys actually met.
I've seen your face and I thought you looked familiar and I figured I knew you.
Did I make you blush?
Oh, yeah.
Guys, welcome. This guy, Mark. Hi, welcome. How'd you like my intro?
Beautiful.
Was it great? Did I make you blush?
Oh, yeah, because I'm sitting over there just thinking about sausage. And I'm literally thinking about Kaneka sausage. And now,
this is
here's
about sausage.
I hate sausage, but he gets a kick out of it because now I've become obsessed with this sausage. What's it called?
Kaneka.
Kaneka.
can't.
It's from Alabama?
The snappiest
It's from
sausage
Alabama.
you could ever
Quit
eat.
saying snappy.
I think that's why I like it. I hate sausage, but I love it. I come home and I'm like, I thought I was pregnant for a minute because I was like, I need some sausage right now.
That's
but
how
he
you get
laughs every
pregnant,
time
you
I
know?
say it.
So, Holly, the first time you ever had, and you don't know this, but she used to make that
Your sister
Southern
Holly.
casserole. Yeah, my sister. She used to make that, and I know you've had it too. It's eggs, cheese,
Oh, yeah. Christmas
Kaneka
casserole.
cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're both from Alabama, so we have to start with that. You're both from Alabama, so you
We
have
have
a lot of
in
things in
common.
common. So you know Kaneka.
But you're not from the city of progress.
That's Enterprise.
Oh, no. I'm from the Magic City,
That's right.
That's Birmingham.
Birmingham. But we
Wait,
have
so
a
your
lot
sister
of,
Holly used to make a
She's the
casserole?
no, and you've had it several times at different, like maybe it's Mother's Day or something like that. But it's
it's a special
a
occasion.
very
It's a birthday meal.
keto friendly. But it has the bottom of it is biscuits,
Oh.
and then you mix
Eggs,
the eggs and
Cream,
Oh, yeah.
sausage, or bacon. In
Yeah.
place.
she always does it with Kaneka, and you loved it every time. You're like, oh my
Really?
gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it
But
is.
you can't get it anywhere
Because you
else.
make, every day he makes a different kind of sausage. He'll make patties. You get links. We do chicken. I do like the chicken apple sausage. I buy that in bulk at Costco. But the Adele's or whatever. But this
Adel.
Kaneka, Adel's. But this Kaneka is like something special.
I don't know. Smoked sausage like that type. I mean, sausage in general is ruined for me forever. My mother, may she rest in peace, was not the world's greatest cook.
Oh, like me?
And yeah, she would boil smoked sausage.
Oh no, see, come on.
And then you'd bite into it and it's just like rubber and then it would pop. And
And the juice would just go.
oh God, nope.
I do have to break them open before I eat them. Like I have to kind of
No, I
crack it.
can't do it. So no, sausage is no for me
Oh.
on all accounts.
Every kind
I
or
normally
Every
hate
kind.
sausage, but
Okay.
I don't
The
know
only
what it
the
is.
only time I let it slide a little bit because I love the flavor of sausage is when it's like really, really ground up in gravy.
Okay.
If you drown it
Sawmill.
in gravy, I'm good.
Sawmill gravy? Is that a kind of gravy? Mark,
Yeah.
Mark's like a master. So here's
It's
the
like
thing.
what you put over a biscuit.
When we got married, I don't cook. And I grew up like in New York. We're on the corners of or everything you could ever want. You don't have to cook. And then I grew up on sets where it's like there's a caterer and there's breakfast brought in and you rarely have dinner or I'd go home and have cereal. So I never really learned to cook. And Mark is from the South. God bless him. He likes good food. And he said to someone once, they said, oh, you like to cook? And he goes, no, I don't like to cook. I like to eat. Right? So you have to cook. if you want to eat.
For the last 20 years.
Yes.
When you got a Southern mama or grandmama,
Grandmama was the one
you
who
learn
was
how
the
to
big
cook.
cook.
That's how I learned how to cook, was from my grandmother. And I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm pretty good at it.
You do. You made a nice Hanukkah dinner with you did the
the latkes.
the latkes.
Oh,
and
those are so good. And I made you eat chicken. Which
you did make me eat dark meat chicken.
I know.
On the bone, which I don't,
I'm telling you,
I don't
today
do that.
I'm just going to start the series. In fact, I already have my first one, but I'm waiting until I have more built up where I just walk up to Melissa and hand her things and say, try this.
She's going to do a try this campaign where she's going to like literally shove things in my mouth and make me eat them.
That's like what you do with the kid.
I mean,
That's the way it is. Like I have to cut up her meat.
Maybe it'll be
I have to
sausage.
Cut up
Who
everything.
knows?
it won't be for me.
Here, try this. So one of the things Mark binges is smoked meat, but there's a lot of, you love to smoke your
I
meat
don't
on
really
your Traeger.
binge it. I just smoke it.
You binge eat it.
I can't listen to y'all talk.
You do kind of
No,
binge eat.
I mean, because
do it.
like a brisket is like this big. So when you cook it, you kind of binge eat it for a while.
I roast a
That's true.
brisket, but I prefer a smoked brisket. I don't know anything about.
I do love all the meats he smokes. I like smoked meat. Hey, how
She
about you
likes
get
your
rid of your
meat.
gum there? Come on, give it to me. Give me your gum. Mario Lopez chews gum on the treadmill. You're not allowed to be Mario Lopez in the podcast studio. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thanks. I'll be your
I was
mommy.
gonna fight you on it, but
Oh, do you want a pair of fuzzy
it's
socks?
stale.
It was stale. Great.
Stale
You
gum.
want a pair of fuzzy socks? We give all of our guests fuzzy socks, honey.
No, I'm okay.
Melissa, what is
man,
happening?
I'm dropping all my things. You don't want fuzzy socks?
Nope.
No.
She tries to get me to wear socks at night and when I sleep. And
I would suffocate to
No,
death.
it's because you have such rough heels.
Oh,
I keep
Feel
wanting
that.
to. Oh, did you? He uses
Orbit
a
sander?
on his heels. A legit.
I need to know how to do this for Logan.
Oh no, like
So
a
I
real,
get it.
like a sander from
I get
Home
an 80
Depot.
grit from on my
legit
Orbit sander.
sander.
Yeah,
Legit
well, 'cause
sander.
The
it's
one
not
that
a heel sander. It's a wood sander.
But because the other one, you'll just burn it out. There's so much going on here that you remember like in Dumb and Dumber with the toenails.
Yes.
That's like my heels. But it does. It look
Well,
at it.
I want him to put stuff on and then wear socks, but
I
he
can
refuses
appreciate
to wear
this
the
because my
socks.
husband has the same issue, and to the point where he has literally ripped a hole in the sheet. With
Yeah.
I could see that.
Oh, see, mine will get caught on like socks and stuff, and it's really uncomfortable. So
now he's
anyway.
Have you ever heard
Your
it
baby
stick
soft,
to
honey.
carpet?
Oh yeah. But
There
see, my
was a point
hands.
where I was like, Logan, we have to do something about your feet.
Yeah.
I can hear you walking
Go
on
get a
carpet.
pedicure. Go get a
See, I
That's what
can't
Mark was
wear
doing
like Lululemon, any of their pockets.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stick my hands in them for the same reason because my hands are so.
from all of his weightlifting, and all
No,
of his
but
guitar
it's more
playing.
like just.
and,
Cows.
I have dishpan hands
Oh.
it's from all the dishes he
from
does.
all of my matronly duties.
Knock it off. I said you were the greatest father on the earth has ever seen.
You
you
could
hear
have said
that?
the greatest mother too, and I would have been like,
True. Thanks, by the way. What does it say
Okay,
about
so-
me?
I want to know. I mean, I know the story, but everyone else probably wants to know the story about how you guys actually met.
You tell it.
Ooh.
I've never really heard his version. I always talk.
I mean, you want the facts or do you want the flowery?
Oh, I'm gonna smack him.
Know.
Go for it.
No physical violence.
No, I think you should do it because then I'll just chime in.
Okay.
No, I think you should tell it, and then I'll chime in. Come on, you do it.
It's not. I mean, my story's not great. So
Okay, you tell your version, then I'll tell mine.
All right, guys,
We'll
I'm
see
not a
who's
therapist.
better.
Give me the story.
Go for it.
So we played a show at the Kentucky Derby. It was a I forget
Gala.
what. No, it was. But well, that we just did that one kind of. We were there for the show at the infield.
Oh, they were playing on the day of the
Oh,
Derby and the infield, but that night before he did the Derby. Gala.
Yeah, and so anyway, it was this place that we were wildly out of place to be
It
at.
was a ballroom.
Yeah, I mean everybody was
gala.
dressed really nicely, and we were not. So
They were the Rock Band Entertainment. That's fine. Go on.
it seemed like seemed like God probably did this intentionally because I met her, but at the same time we had no business being there. So it may have been a last minute decision. Anyway, like every show, it was a little awkward because of the setup, but I was standing backstage and I have my like pre-show things that I would do. And the reason I'm saying this is because we argue over how this actually went down. But she goes out and introduces the band, and then I notice her when she walks back away from the microphone. Right.
Oh,
That's when.
that's new to me. Okay.
No, that's the first time I saw you.
Oh, okay.
Because you always tell me about something.
I saw you through a curtain before the rest of the band came to meet me, and you did not really come over. I thought maybe you did at the end.
No, because I kind of get in my own zone space for a little bit beforehand. Then
Can't be bothered with
afterwards,
distractions like girls.
I had our bass player was I was newly single and he was serially single. And
Serially single.
yeah, so he would every night after our show, he'd come up, and the other two guys were married, so he'd come up and get me and be like, "Hey, let's go, let's go out there and mingle. Let's go see what's happening."
All right.
So
Mark's more the type that goes back to the tour bus and vacuums than the type that goes to the parties.
I like a clean bus.
So does he.
So anyway, we would go. We went out and Cliff, should I say his name? Is that okay? Okay. He had this thing that he would always, like, every time he would see a girl, he'd look at me and he goes, "I think she's all about it." And that was like his thing. And I was like,
Serially single for a reason.
yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, we see Melissa, and at the time, I don't even think, because I didn't hear your introduction of us, so I didn't make the
I
connection.
probably said Force of
yet.
Nature instead of Course of Nature.
Probably.
Because that was a popular movie at the time. With Ben
It was?
Affleck and Sandra Bullock, was it? Yeah.
So anyway, my best knowledge of what happened after that was that Cliff noticed you and Carrie, because that's who you were with, right?
My friend Carrie.
Yeah. And then that's when I first made the connection of who you were and
Oh.
you being.
Okay. An actor that your sister loved and adored.
Yeah. So anyway, so then we were like, well, Cliff was like, let's go talk to her. But then I think you stopped
like 3
me.
times, and I was like, well, apparently
Here's
I
the
have to
chance.
do this. Like, he's walked by 3 times, so I walk up and I stop him, and somehow we took a picture, I think right then, but we were like, we talked about alcohol for some reason, like we didn't know what to talk about. And we are not, and what's hilarious is we're not big, neither of us are big drinkers still to this day. Like, we don't really like to drink. We don't drink by ourselves. We don't drink in the house unless, if we go out to dinner, we'll have a drink. Or if we're with friends, maybe we'll offer them a glass of wine and we'll have one. But like, that's it. Like, we're not like the kind of people that like pop open a bottle at the end of the night or something, which a lot of our friends find very strange. But for some reason, that night, we both were like, I like tequila. Oh, you like tequila? Let's go do a tequila shot at the bar together. So we go to the bar. You remember this part?
Well, so that was the one thing I would drink on occasion is tequila, because
he would have it to calm the
it.
nerves before a show too, right? You always
No, it wasn't that. I enjoyed, because Fish really loved tequila.
That was his guitar player was Fish.
Yeah, so he loved it and always had it around. So I'd take one every once in a while. But
somehow that came up, and we went to the bar to do a tequila
because
shot.
it was awkward. I mean, everything's always just.
But what happened when we went to the bar?
So they didn't have any tequila, and they had vodka.
They were like, we have vodka, and neither of us being big drinkers didn't know that you don't shoot vodka.
Well, normal people don't.
Well, we did vodka shots that night.
So, but the other thing is,
and then I get at our wedding.
This is the weird kind of thing, and we don't really ever talk about it much, is that my mom was with us on the bus at that time. Like, she had just driven up with us and was like with us for 2 nights. Oh.
But she's not around at this point. She's back on the bus.
Yeah. So, but she was. So I was actually that night. That was my whole thing. I was spending those 2 nights with my mom.
Yeah.
So I was not like really
you weren't
trying
looking to hang out,
to party.
He wasn't finding someone that was all about it.
Yeah.
But Mark's not that kind of guy anyway.
About it. That is
all about it.
Yeah. I think he
so
shortened
we went back.
it to about it. She's about it.
She's about it.
Even better.
So Mark wanted. So somehow we end up back by his bus, which was like inside of the back of the convention center. So it had pulled into the convention center. We were inside still, and you were there. The whole band was there, but somehow we moved away from everybody. And he was telling me something, and I just thought, his eyes. He's trying to tell. He's like sending me signals. Like
did you know his
really,
mom's in the bunk around the corner?
I got literally weak in the knees looking in his eyes. I was like, he's trying to tell me something. Like, there's a connection here. And then that night, he left, drove away, but his tour manager threw me a card and said, hey, call us. And a few days later, when I got back to LA, I took that phone number and I called him. I called the tour manager, talked to him for about 10 minutes. How you guys doing? Where are you at? What's going on? How's the tour going? Oh, great. Is Mark there? And then Mark and I talked for about an hour and a half. And he was in his bunk.
Yeah, we
on the bus.
And then we had like a.
Well, wait, hold on. Then he says to me, wait, I think I gave you my number, and we hung up after like an hour and a half of talking, and he calls me immediately back.
Well,
and he goes,
hold on, we have to put into place too the 20-year time span that's gone by, and like cell phone services was not what it was.
It was a very different thing.
We were paying for minutes at this time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's true.
No, so like I mean.
Well, but hold on. Do you remember what you said to me when you called back?
Tell me.
You don't remember?
No.
Because it really stuck with. I mean, it's like the reason I married you.
Aw.
What?
You called me back and you said, just so you know, you called. What was his name? Eric's phone. You have to call. Here's my phone number.
Oh.
I always keep my phone in my bunk with me because I have a 2-year-old nephew. In case something happens to him, I keep my phone on me all times. Call me anytime.
Aww.
So he gave me permission to call him anytime. I knew he cared about his little nephew. And, and he just instead of being like, listen, I don't really talk between 8 and 10 p.m. or, that's when I'm doing my shows.
What
And
kind
I'm
of
like,
D-bag would.
I mean, there are some.
Yeah. Welcome to Nashville.
So,
that was the dating pool.
Excuse me.
And I went home that night and the next day, I told Jerry O'Connell that I met the guy I was going to marry.
Mm-hmm.
And then there you were. And then 2 weeks later, I went to Cannes. Speaking of expensive phone bills, I went to Cannes to the film festival, and I'm calling him from France, like on a calling card, like dialing the number of the calling card and, getting charged per minute to call overseas and talking to him hours every day. And then we finally made plans to meet up in New York. Then we went down to Alabama to meet his family. He saw where I grew up. I saw where he
his
grew
mom
up.
was there, but you didn't meet her.
I did. I met her briefly.
And then the funny thing that happened after that,
I was ignoring her. I didn't really. I didn't
when
get weak in the knees when I was talking to her. I just wanted to talk to him.
When she came back, we were going to meet up. I had to fire Cliff, which I did. I hate. Like I've never. Obviously, no one ever wants to do that, but because Cliff was a nice enough guy, but there were other things that were going on that. We had somebody else come.
You had to part ways.
Yeah, we had and we had another opportunity with another bass player that was coming in that was more our speed. Yeah. And so anyway, I had to, and I think she thinks I fired him because he was into her.
But that's what he thought. So I think he got a little jealous. But he also, when I met him, he had 8 holes in his face. Was it 8?
Oh.
He had a nose ring, a labrae ring, 2 eyebrow rings, and 3 in each ear? 4 in each ear? 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top. So like little dog flaps on the top. And I said, I like the piercings. Just those eyebrows are a bit much. Next time I saw him, the eyebrows were gone.
Well, they were a bit much. I don't know if you've ever had
He
one,
likes to claim that it wasn't because of me, but he definitely took him out.
No, they were terrible.
Did you have an eyebrow ring?
Why can't you admit that you wanted to make me?
Did you have an eyebrow ring too?
No, that's what
No, he had.
Oh, you had to.
He had the lip, like the under the
I thought you were
labrae.
saying Cliff had.
No, Mark.
No.
Mark had.
My friends called him 8-hole Wilkerson when we met. Yeah.
But no, it was 10.
Oh, it was 10. Oh, 10-hole Wilkerson. That's right. Yeah.
And it was one of those things like every town we'd go to, guys are getting tattoos, guys are getting all this stuff, and I was just like, I want to do something that's not permanent.
Piercings were the only thing I wouldn't do.
Oh, yeah. We found that nose ring in our bed. Every morning we had to search the bed sheets for the freaking nose ring that would fall out every night. The labrae, tell the labrae story. So he was playing.
the day I got this, the drummer and I both got them. It's so stupid. It's like, hey guys, let's go get a nose ring together.
It's like the 35-year-old housewife who suddenly has a rebellious moment and needs a new hole in her face.
That was Mark's 22.
Well, that was my first one. Well, no, it was my second one. This was the first one. So this one, I got it, and I'll never forget it. I got it on 6th Street in Austin, and it was like 105 degrees that day.
Oh no!
And we're playing an afternoon festival in the hot, disgusting sun, and I turned around after the first song and grabbed the towel to wipe my face.
Oh, no.
And it snags it, and it just rips it right through.
That's not as bad as
and
the
then
labrae.
I had to go back. I took the towel back behind the drum riser, and I asked him, I was like, can you put it back in for me?
Oh,
I had to put that thing in
So
every morning, too. That thing fell out every
Yeah,
day.
but I had just gotten it, so it was like gross.
Raw.
And bleeding, probably.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think it. Well, maybe.
You know what? It was a really small nose ring, which is probably why it kept falling out.
Yeah,
It was too small for the giant hole they
Can't
punctured.
believe all the trouble. Like, 44-year-old me now looks back like that. Like I wouldn't put that much trouble into anything.
What about the LeBray ring? Tell her that story real quick.
LeBray is the chin, right?
Like under the lip. Okay, so I loved that piercing. I loved it. So in our wedding pictures, it's there, but I made him put in an acrylic. He wanted to take it out, and I said, no, I love it. And he put in a clear one for our wedding photos. So for the week of our wedding, he had a clear one. And
the whole point of me ever getting any of them was I was going to take them out anyway because I wasn't going to be.
Yeah, you weren't stretching gauges or anything.
No. Well, no, I was down to because it started off. I got down to a 0. It was not like it was.
I mean, that was a big gauge.
It wasn't like
big
a
gauge. I mean, you could still see the wounds, and those have been gone for 16 years since we had kids. LeBray ring. Tell her the story.
Well, you tell it because I don't really I don't remember things the way you do.
He was performing at the Hard Rock in LA. So for all my friends, for the first time, my new boyfriend, fiance at that time, I guess, we
were married.
Oh, we were already married. That's right. We were married, but we didn't have kids yet. He's playing at the Hard Rock. My friends are seeing him perform for the first time. So mainly it's our friends like up front, and it was kind of a small venue, but we just mainly packed it with friends, I think. And he disappears off the stage, but I'm too drunk to really notice. And someone says, "Where's Mark?" I'm like, I don't know, maybe he went to the bathroom. Meanwhile, not recognizing the fact that he never goes to the bathroom in the middle of a show.
Right.
Where is he? And then I realized they're like jamming, and one of them kind of was giving me eyes like, hey, go check on him, where is he? And I'm like, what? And I go to the bathroom and find my friend Tony in there trying to rip something out of his lip, like has his lip down and is like looking on the inside of his mouth. He decided to play. Now you tell this part, what actually happened.
Well, because I didn't decide to play. So at the end of the song, I had put the guitar back on my face like that, and I had the strings in my mouth, and I just had it, and it was the last note of the song, and I was going to drop it out and hit the last chord, and when it dropped out of my mouth, the strings pinched the backside of my piercing and ripped it through my lip.
Ripped it through his lip, but like still attached to the skin.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like hooked on a piece of skin on the inside of his mouth.
So the last little piece inside, the whole thing's inside my mouth, but it's ripped like this gaping hole in the bottom of my lip.
So they tell me to go find pliers, and I'm like, I don't know where to fly. And he rips it out of his mouth. He gets on stage, and he's spitting blood the whole time he performs.
Yeah, I say they had to get some like needle nose pliers and undo it. But anyway, that was the end.
I don't think they did. Didn't you end up ripping it? Didn't you pull it out?
No, he finally.
Oh, he did unscrew
pliers, yeah. But
that was pretty nasty.
So no more piercings after that, huh?
Yeah, that was it. That was the last one, and
yeah, that was it.
That was how it went.
Actually, I think you had the earring ones until Brady was born.
Mm-mm.
There was a point when you became a dad when you went, all right, that's enough.
It was when Mason was born, and those new photos we were taking him, and he started playing.
Playing with the earrings.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't want him to be in any of the pictures. So I saw the picture, and I was just like, I'm going to
take those out now.
50 one day.
Yeah.
So,
well.
So anyway, that was.
So we have to talk about all the things we're into. You're into a lot of things. Mark would be like the perfect guest here because he binges everything.
Well, so many of your suggestions that you come back with come from Mark, so I'm excited to
So let's
dive into
first
this.
about your books. Mark became an avid reader. When did you become an avid reader?
I had read a total of 2 books in my whole life.
Like since high school?
No, in high school.
Probably including high school. I was big in Cliff Notes.
Okay.
Through college and all that.
That's what now is called Spark Notes. These kids call it Spark Notes now.
So anyway, I wound up. I think it was Junction Boys, the Bear Bryant story from A&M.
Mark's a huge Alabama football fan. For those
Roll
at home that
Tide.
don't know.
So I wound up reading that one, and then I read. Everything was basically for minor. It's all Alabama books, so
football related.
It's for my entertainment. And then I just made a New Year's resolution. What was it like?
Oh my gosh, it's like 10 years ago now.
10 or 12 years ago, that I'm going to try to read a book a month for that year. So then I did that. I read 12 books that year, and then the next year I read like 24 books. I did 2 books a month, and then I started slacking off because I also every morning I do my Bible study. So then that's a lot of reading for me too. So I'm
Mark
reading
wakes up at 6 a.m. like clockwork every day, reads the Bible, has his coffee. I'm not allowed to bother him because I wake up going a million miles a minute, like wanting to know what the day's going to be.
That's the way we go to sleep too. There's no, I can't read at night because if I try to read at night, I fall asleep. But also, that's her go time. Like she has
There's a lot of talking.
As Tucker calls it, 21 questions.
He doesn't say that about me. We play the game 21 questions.
No, I know, but that's what the game you're playing.
That's what I'm playing constantly.
From within the bathroom over here.
He loves it when I brush my teeth. and ask
trying
me
to
questions.
hear the TV, and she's like in her closet, even trying to have a conversation.
And I'm like, so
with me.
tomorrow, if you take the kids to school, then I'm going to go walk with the girls, but then I'll meet you at da-da-da, and we have to get on that phone call about blah, blah, blah. And like, he's like, and I'm like, did you hear anything I said? And he's like, no, you're in the closet.
Just like last night. No, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, last night we tried to play a joke on your husband.
Last night we tried to play
It
a
failed
joke.
miserably.
I'm going to put that on TikTok at some point. Yeah, we had an invasion of flying squirrels recently.
Which I totally called.
Yeah, we had this little
Yeah.
thing running around our bedroom. He thought it was a mouse. I thought it was a chipmunk. Turns out it was a flying squirrel. Thank you, Amanda, for diagnosing,
welcome.
dissecting, whatever you want to say about it. And then, but it was running around the room. Not dissecting
I did not
it.
dissect
Not
a
dissecting
flying
it.
squirrel.
You did the investigative skills to find out what it was, and we never
That's
knew where
Alabama
it ended up.
for you. I
Yeah.
knew because
See, in New York, I don't think we have. Well,
I've
I guess
never
we do.
seen one before.
welcome back to the
I
South, sir.
came eye to eye with that thing.
We had towels out. We're trying to
In the
corner it in the
toilet closet
bathroom, in
of
the
our
toilet
master
closet.
bedroom.
Yeah, trying to catch it. And they're flat.
Yeah.
They're the weirdest thing. They're like flat, and they were scurrying around our room. We opened up the bedroom door and we scurried it out with the towels, but it was dark in the room, so we don't
No, it
know if it
wasn't
actually
towel.
went
He
out.
got into the toilet paper holder, and I tried to pick him up in there and like run out with him, and he leapt out of the thing.
Which should have
Well,
been
they do
our first like clue that he was a flying squirrel, but we didn't.
Well, no, to me, it was a scared rodent. I mean, they all don't want us to be around, so he
so I
sure
was
did just
home.
walk into the room though. Like,
Like he belonged there.
yeah,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he
He
had
was
to look
running
like,
around.
What are you doing here?
He's like,
Yeah.
you guys are brushing your teeth. I'm going to run around over here. But then, so Amanda gave me a stuffed flying squirrel yesterday, and I decided to play a trick on you. I put it under your pillow, thinking you'd at least jump, and I set up a camera for you.
It was
did
the most
nothing.
boring
You
reaction
put on your
ever.
you like look. You put on your glasses, and you're like,
Well, it's
Huh.
think about it. Tucker he walks around with like 900 stuffed animals all the time, leaves them everywhere. So I'm constantly picking up, and I just assumed that's what it was. I didn't really even.
Sadness.
I know this guy is like he's not. He's
What
not
you
easy
should've-
to like get going.
You should have like tied a
Made it
fishing line
move.
to it so it could have at least.
I know, but I
moved
was
or
not in the room. I was trying to not be there when it happened, so that you would have a really
So what
big.
would have worked though? Like if it had moved?
It had
If
to,
I had
if it
screamed and
moved,
thrown it at
sure.
you, oh, that's what I should have done. Ah, and like throw it at him.
Have you seen those TikToks where they're like, match my energy? That
Yeah, I have. Don't tell him.
Don't watch TikTok. There's not anything you need to
Well,
see
don't worry.
there,
I've
sir.
literally
Planned that for a
never
while, haven't
been
done it.
on TikTok. I don't know.
Yes, you have. You exploded an egg on my TikTok and it went viral.
That was
on
hilarious.
your I don't have
My
a TikTok.
Oh, no, but you
and
were
I
on-
have
but
never
you were
been
on-
it. Like
doesn't
I don't
have a
the
TikTok.
platform itself.
But you are on my TikTok.
I
That
don't
was
e-
the greatest thing I've ever seen, by the way.
Yes, you didn't think you
I
could squish the
watched
egg.
it multiple times.
You know, have you ever tried it?
No.
He was.
That's my whole thing. Is I thought he was trying to like.
So for
Well, set
those
it up.
listening, one of your sons told you that if you hold an egg in your hand, and
Raw. It has to be a raw egg.
egg, and that if you squeeze it as hard as you can, it will not break.
And I have accidentally broken so many eggs cooking that I was like, that can't be true. And
So he's using his left hand over the sink and he's squeezing. And I see what's going on. He goes, "Did you know this?" So I start the video camera and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Did you know that you can't?" I was like, "What? That you can't break an egg by squeezing it?" Yeah, I knew that. He switches to the other hand and like clockwork.
Immediately.
I mean, squished it. It went flying in every single
It's on
direction
the
possible.
ceiling, it's
in
on the
Tucker's
children.
ear. Yes, it's on
so
the ceiling,
funny.
the floor, every wall around us. It was hilarious.
I still didn't. I mean, it
He
still
still
doesn't
cannot
seem.
believe it.
Yeah, but give it a shot.
Yeah,
Lessons
everybody
learned.
try that. Everybody try it, but try it outside.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been the smart move. You just move outside, but.
Yeah, over the sink was pretty funny that you thought that was going to like just go down.
Well,
Well, I
who
didn't
would have
think about
thought it would gone all the way up to the ceiling? Like
I know
that
it was, and
forced.
there's still a mark up there. Mason immediately got up there and wiped it off, but there's like obviously like a mark of like oils or something that was in it.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, that was fun.
Good
But
stuff.
so Mark, so what's your book right now?
So right now I'm finishing for the second time. I'm reading Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life.
All right.
And
What's your
it's
favorite
really
rule?
good. It's not necessarily about the rules themselves. It's more just like general life discussion stuff. But it's the stuff that was about on parenting was probably about not overreacting to my kids' mistakes and nothing's ever final. I think that was probably
That's good advice.
but just
Yeah, I don't know that you take that very well. But
It's thanks. We'll just
Okay, boys and girls. Let's say one nice thing about each other.
Oh no, I already said how hot he is.
and it's
And he's a great dad. And he's so smart. And he's really good with grammar.
Had you ever done
He's a
our
great
love
cook.
languages book?
I love your
You'd know that
sausage. We've
those
already
things
covered that.
mean absolutely nothing to me.
Love languages. We've talked about that on
love
here
languages.
before.
We have a big issue. So I just recently
Did
did
you
my
hear what
love
I just
lang-
said, by the way, or did you just look right through me?
What? About what? My love. Yeah, the love
Yeah, I
languages?
said if you had ever done. Now, you know the story, right? So for years, tried to get her to do the
Yes,
love
I know.
languages book.
She's told me.
And for no, like she never.
I read
would
3 of the 5, okay?
She
I
would
did
never
3 of
do
the
it.
5.
But
I
then
didn't
you
make it all
guys
the way
come
through.
along and you're like, hey, girls, we should do the love languages together. And she's like, that sounds like a wonderful idea.
We did a group session of love languages over a girls' dinner, and I discovered my love language. However, I was making it more about friendships than I was about romance. But it's kind of hard to leave romance out of some of the physical stuff.
Yes, and it goes both ways. Like
Right.
yeah.
So at the end of the book, you take the test and then you also take it for your spouse.
You need to actually take the test though, and not just
I did.
determine.
No, I took the test for myself recently.
Okay,
I
good.
went home and told him what it was, and it was. But what did you think I should be?
So the perception, mine of hers, is the exact opposite. Like
Of what it
my 5 through 1 was her 1 through 5, according to me.
According to him,
Interesting.
But according to her,
his number 1 is obviously acts of service with his cooking and whatnot. This guy leaves me a pancake every morning, even though I don't eat not anymore. Back in the day, for maybe a year.
Shake.
yeah.
He's gonna. Now it's a veggie shake. He makes me a
And
veggie shake
guess where
every
I
morning,
find
and it's in
most
the
of it?
fridge.
In the refrigerator.
But I forget that they're there. But when they sit out, I eat. I drink them every day.
So anyway,
I know all about the veggie shake. She does actually drink them.
yeah.
Yeah, and I crave them now because my body wants all those
She
veggies.
told me the other day, I need beets. I really want beets. I was like, what on earth? She's like, we boiled beets yesterday.
We boiled
But
beets.
I've found a way to get them in my system every day. So
Well, you've made her a beet.
He
lover.
makes me beets. He makes me beets and ginger and lemon and spinach and celery. All that stuff's in there. It's so good.
Okay, so your
But-
number
so
1 is acts of service.
His is acts of service. Mine is he thinks it should be gifts.
no, I think it's words of affirmation.
Oh, well, he thinks it should be words of affirmation.
but
and that's
according
my
to the
least.
test, what is it?
Mine is a quality time.
Interesting.
And what's interesting is that we had a therapist tell us yesterday that the love languages are actually more of a suggestion of that they change based on what it is you need in your life, as opposed to what you're like. You don't have just one love
So you're
language.
not just programmed one way.
Yes, you fluctuate depending on what you're getting the least of at the time. So that's interesting.
That is very interesting.
So right now I'm craving quality time with everybody. I feel that way about my friends, my kids, my husband, and beets. Yes, I'm
quality
craving
time with
beets and sausage.
We get a lot. I mean, the problem, I think maybe that I understand that like she does need quality time as hers is having quality time available, because say we get a segment of time to be together, she'll muck it up with,
Go ahead.
the phone.
I might be there.
and all the other stuff. It won't.
No, we get in the hot tub about every other night. Like our favorite thing.
Oh,
we
that's good.
For like 12 years, we didn't have a hot tub. We had a hot tub when we first met in LA, and then we haven't had one for 12 years. We didn't have one, and recently, since we moved here to Nashville, we have one, and we spend like every night in that thing. We love it. But I get in, and I don't want to just sit and relax and quiet. I want to talk about all the things we need to do in the house. Right? I'm like,
So like I'm
should
sitting out there and I'm
really buy a
totally
new end
shut
table.
down and I'm like melting into the water and just like and she comes out there and she's like, so, and I'm like,
It's business time.
so what are
now
we
I'm
doing
starting
tomorrow?
to
We should have a
sneak
pool
out
party.
there.
We should. Yeah, he sneaks out, and I join him I give him same thing in the morning. I give you a few minutes of your own time.
Great idea, y'all. And I'm not a therapist, but you could put like a marker board on the wall right there by your hot tub,
Okay.
and you could write the topics on the board that you're not allowed to talk about in the hot tub that night.
Oh, but I want to talk about it all.
I'm just saying.
So
but
if
you
we
might
were-
have a
if
night
we
where
take
you're like,
all the
we're not
house
talking about
stuff-
the boys.
I look at empty time as time to do other things. Like I'm like, when are we
I
going to
think you
plant
have
that
a
garden?
compulsion to
And-
never stop moving.
I know, I do. Well, tell her about
Perpetual
all our
motion.
vacations.
Oh, you're a Logan on vacation. I already know this. I haven't even vacationed with you yet. But I 100% can tell that you are a Logan.
Tell her about our 1 year anniversary in Spain.
You didn't stop, did you? You never slept.
oh, no.
Malaga?
So yeah. So we get down, we've traveled to this, remote place in Spain,
Beautiful.
right there on the Strait of Gibraltar, just nothing around.
Amazing.
Took a long time to get to. We get down, we unpack, walk our way. We had to go down all these stairs to get down to this awesome beach down
God, I
there.
wish we'd go back
Got
there.
down there. I sat down in the chair, laid back, and I was just
Ready for like the nap.
nothing, like ready for nothing.
Yeah.
And about 3 minutes goes by, and she looks at me and she goes, "We got to find something to do. I can't do this for 5 days."
You are a Logan. Logan can do like one day relaxing on the beach and then he's done. Then then we're playing in the ocean. We're going to see every
I need
show.
to sightsee. I need to check all these things off the list
Yes.
of things I need to do. Before that, we were in Barcelona, and I had already looked up the 10 things to do in Barcelona. One of them was drink a cappuccino at the Quatre Gats where Picasso drank, and like so we did that, and we went to see the Sacré-Cœur, the that's in France, the Sacré-Cœur. He hates when I use accents. What's the La Sagrada Familia?
I don't know. I've never been there.
Oh, so I was like, we have to do this. But actually in Barcelona, we ate a lot at McDonald's because we really didn't like the food. And then we end up down in Marbella in Malaga. And
So
I
never let the man relax.
I couldn't sit still. Well, he wanted to go golf and he threw some golf clubs into some bushes and then we left. That was the one thing we did.
I love that.
I'm sorry,
like she remembers all of this other stuff, but then he just threw a golf club in the bush and then we left.
You got mad at yourself. You threw the golf club so far into the shrubs, and then you were like, "There's probably snakes in there,"
It's
and
really
then you felt bad.
pretty
There's
funny.
probably snakes in there.
It's a pretty funny story. I was having the round of my life, and I never, you know what the turn is when.
From 9 to 10.
Yeah.
So I never go through the turn under par. Never in my life.
Weren't you like
And I was
birdieing
2 under par when I made the turn. And I was just like typical golf. You start getting in your head, I just got to just hang on for 9 more holes and then I can do this. Started talking to myself that way. Made it to 15. Was still under par, and 15 was a par 3. And I can remember this like...
Wow, apparently, because I don't
This
remember
was
any
a core
of this.
memory.
Yes, of course. This is a
Core
core memory. Through 15 holes under par, I mean, unheard of for an amateur like myself. I proceed to get on this par 3, and I hook a ball so deep into the rough, out into the snake-filled like wasteland over there. Oh, no. It's gone for sure. So I'm like, all right, I'll just
Drop a new ball.
I'll just re-tee, hit it up, make the putt, lose 1 stroke. And I hit the same shot the second time.
Oh, no.
And now, I mean, it's literally, and so my body.
Meanwhile, it's just the 2 of us. I'm like, who cares? Just hit it again.
I don't even know you're there at this point. Like,
You've been
on the other
removed
side of
from
the
the
world.
situation.
This is about me
It's
and
you
the course.
by yourself.
And as fate would have it, I continued that swing that I just produced that horrible shot with, went around again and flung the club as far as I
Did
could
one of
throw
those,
it.
like Billy Madison, and threw it.
Flung it, and it did exactly what the ball did.
Went
And
into
it
the
went-
shrubs.
I hooked it, and it went down into the wasteland.
These were rented clubs.
And it was a rental club, which made it even more impressive that I was playing as well as I did. So anyway, I took a 10 on the hole and
Oh, no.
wound up +8 on the round. And not only was that not my best round ever, so
Well, then we
and
had to
that
pay for the
happened-
club. He
yeah,
wouldn't go
and
get
then
it because he's like, I'm sure there's snakes in there.
it cost me $75 to.
We'd also
replace
played
the
golf
club.
on St. Andrews on our honeymoon up in Scotland, and we had to quit on hole 7 because he was just having a rough day. So
No,
don't go telling that story.
All right,
We got a lot to cover, Wilkerson.
all right.
All right, let's talk about like all your favorite TV shows because you've got so many.
I don't have any new favorite TV
Well,
shows.
our binging started probably with Cold Case, don't you think? Not Cold Case Files.
No, do you guys binge? You all binge together mostly.
We don't really watch TV separately that much.
Okay.
I mean, I watch a lot of the British shows. He won't watch,
Yeah, I
like
won't watch
Gilded
any of
Age,
that.
or I'm trying to get into Downton
None of it.
Abbey. We
In fact, I think
tried.
it should all be removed from any streaming services.
We try. Oh, like Bridgerton, like those
Yeah,
kinds
I mean,
of things. The
that's-
Great.
Pause.
He didn't watch The Great.
Did you see they announced season 3 Bridgerton?
No. Oh, it's the
Holland
new
and
girl.
Penelope.
Everybody dies.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Un-
I saw that they're recasting one of the girls. Because she's getting her own TV show. Francesca, whoever plays Francesca Bridgerton. But I also saw, did you see that 1982? No, it can't be 1982. Oh, 1932. And it's Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren in the prequel. So it's an 1883.
Oh, that's what I thought you were
Yellowstone.
trying to say was 1883. I was like, it's 18.
But
It's
there's a new
18.
one. It's 1932.
So it's a prequel to Yellowstone, but
It's
post
from 1883.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's stuck in the middle.
Next chapter.
Although, but see, Yellowstone lost me too. I'm over it.
Well, it's all going to Jesse.
Well, no, I just I don't care. Like once, and I've had this problem in the past with what was the show?
You lost interest?
Yeah, the Washington D.C. one.
Oh, House of Cards. He doesn't. But you don't like. Here's the thing with Mark. He doesn't like unredeemable characters. So in House of Cards, the minute Kevin Spacey throws the girl onto the train tracks and kills her, he's like, I'm done. I'm out. There's no way to redeem him from this.
Well, because there's nobody.
He's an awful
I'm
human
not
being.
pulling for anyone. I hate them all now. So what do I want?
Yellowstone.
Succession
I was
for
shocked
me.
he stuck with Yellowstone. Yeah, he doesn't like Succession for that reason because of the unredeemable characters. You don't like Ozark. You didn't like Outlander, but
I
that's
just didn't
because we
like.
kept
I don't
Yellowstone.
like. I don't know if it's just like now in my life. I don't like if I sit down and watch something on TV. I want to be like either
Happy.
uplifted or something like. I don't like dark stuff anymore. Like we used to watch like when we first got married, we were watching Cold Case Files on A&E, which
That was our
like the
favorite,
most
first binge.
horrible thing to try to go to sleep to it.
Oh, yeah. We used to love True Blood. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah,
on
yeah, the
HBO?
vampire.
Like the vampires.
Yeah,
We loved that. And until it got
we
way
haven't
too far
done any
gone.
vampire. We don't
Lost
do
Boys
Walking
was
Dead.
the only vampire
I can't watch
show
anything
that,
like that anymore.
Yeah, no, but we
show,
we tried
movie.
Station 11. It lost you. I watched a few more. You got lost on White Lotus too. I stuck with that one. I stuck that one out.
Oh, when they're
What
on
about the resort?
vacation At the resort.
Oh, that was just terrible.
Oh,
The first one is rough. I agree with him on the first one, but then you got to keep going. Station 11 never
That
really
one's a
picked
great
up
one.
for me. He didn't watch Only Murders. Oh, you didn't like Ghosts. That's another one we both
You didn't like that either.
I know. We just thought that the acting was rough and the storylines were weak and
Yeah,
just weird.
Only Murders?
I hate it because so my two favorite shows I say I have three now, but Seinfeld,
Friends.
and Friends and How I Met Your Mother are my three
And Last Man Standing.
yeah, Last Man Standing, but see, that's a newer show. I'm talking about like the older ones but the thing is if you go back and watch Seinfeld, the first 2.5-3 seasons were not good. Like the comedy wasn't funny, the characters weren't developed. It wasn't good. Then about season 3-4, everybody starts becoming themselves. Kramer is now not the weird neighbor, like the psychopath that you think is gonna axe everybody. That's the way it felt at first. He had crazy eyes, and then he just became funny,
Right.
and everybody kind of came into their characters, and it was good. But I was thinking about if those shows came out today, they'd probably get canceled. It's like music, same thing. Like they get canceled before they even got started because they didn't start great.
Right.
They became that way. I mean, that's why 10 seasons went by. It's kind of hard to do.
Then we went from Cold Case Files into SVU. We got really into SVU so much so that I begged to be on that show. And once I was on it, we never watched it again. Right? You never did either.
I just think there's so much that you want to
Yeah.
only so much of those characters you want to see.
Yeah, Special Victims Unit is
That's hard to
rough
watch.
one. It's a rough one. We never did Law and Order, just the SVU.
I used to watch that one during the daytime
Oh, that would make
because
sense.
it would come on. Like,
Yeah.
I forgot what
It
number.
didn't freak you out?
Yeah. And like the girls, the twins would be asleep or whatever. And I'd just be
Yeah.
going through channels.
Well, that was one that we loved for probably a year or two. And then I would have to say, when we went to Africa in 2019, we were really into Jack Ryan. I just saw that the fourth season's coming out of that.
But the first thing that
Jack Ryan is so Jack Ryan was originally played by Harrison Ford, right? In Clear and Present Danger, I think. Jack Ryan's like a continuing character through a few different movies. Ben Affleck's played him. A few other people have played him, and now in the TV show, it's Emily Blunt's husband, John Krasinski.
Oh,
And it's fun. It's exciting, and he's always like, oh, that's why I think during COVID they had to shut it down because they couldn't go to the Middle East and shoot. 'Cause I think they shoot a lot of it, like in the Middle East or Africa, and so I think Jack Ryan's coming out, and that's one we love.
Yeah, I love that.
Ted Lasso, you love.
yeah, I love
Ted
Ted
Lasso.
I love Ted Lasso.
But you forgot the first one that we ever binged from start to finish because I bought all the seasons on DVD, and we've watched House. That was our first show that we ever
loved
binged.
House.
Yeah,
Yes, that's right.
yeah.
Jesse
so much
Spencer.
so.
We have Jesse Spencer on the show. He's so cute.
Which one's
Sorry,
he?
you are too. Jesse Spencer's the one with is it Australian accent?
Yeah. So Jesse, when the time that I was going to buy all the pregnancy tests for Mason.
Oh, when we found out we were pregnant, I made Mark go buy 3 different brands because I didn't believe the test that we took
I
at
did
home.
that too.
Yeah, I was like, go buy a bunch of different brands because these are faulty.
So I go down there to do that, and on top of just like I look like a real crazy person buying.
I'm sure every drugstore clerk in the world is used to like the panicked dude with 100 pregnancy tests.
No, but if we
and
had,
maybe some chocolate or some magazines.
Yeah, I wish we had cell phones with cameras on them back then, because in like 2005, because I had a bathtub. Like the edge of the bathtub was covered in pregnancy tests that got fainter and fainter. And I was like, see, I'm not pregnant. These are all false positives, not knowing there's no false positive.
So I go down there to do that, and we're watching so much House. Like we're probably clearing a whole disc a night.
Yeah, we're watching
like
a lot.
We're watching 5 at least a night.
Because we didn't have kids at this point.
Yeah.
So I'll go over to CVS across the street on Ventura. We were living in Sherman Oaks, and I'm at the checkout counter, and I look at the guy. There's a guy next to me, at the other the person checking out, and I'm leaving. And I said, "Oh, hey man, how are you?" Thinking I knew this guy, and it was Jesse from House. And it's because I had no.
You spent all of your evenings with him.
I just assumed that I knew him, and then we start talking, and
you talked to him?
Yes, and I finally said, "Oh my God!" I just realized I don't know you.
Well, you don't know me.
No, I said, I don't know you. I know you because and I told him exactly what I'm saying now, that we've been watching the show every night, and I've seen your face every night. I thought you looked familiar, and I figured I knew you. That's first and only time that's ever happened.
I'm sure that was very flattering for him, though, that you were so kind and not like at all like.
Well, it was nice that he talked to you instead of being like, "Yeah, dude, bye."
Yeah.
Like I gotta go. You got a bunch of pregnancy tests in your hand.
Yeah.
I love that while I'm at home panicking, you're chatting with Jesse Spencer at the store.
Panicking.
I was panicking that I was pregnant. You know what I was doing? I was downing water because I knew I was going to pee on a bunch of sticks. Anyway.
The things that go through
tell
your
her
mind.
what we're. I know.
I mean,
you love me for it. Tell Amanda. I haven't told anybody yet what we're binging. Right? We finally found it's real. So here's the thing. It is like a big challenge for Mark and I to do 2 things: buy furniture and find a new show to watch together.
Okay.
If we can agree on something, it is
the top
That's
2
the worst
things you
you've
think are
got?
the most difficult.
That's pretty great.
politics too. But
We don't talk about politics.
we don't talk about Bruno. Well, that's the other thing we do have. We have to talk about our
No, we don't.
animated
Oh,
movies.
Bruno.
No, our animated movies. Our obsession with animated movies. We have quite an obsession. But anyway, we've been watching a new show, and it's so exciting to me when we find a new show because it's so rare that we both like the same thing and can stick it out. And I think we've got a lot of episodes of this.
Okay, what is it?
What are we watching, honey?
Were you just teeing me up to do that? Like,
Yes.
oh, we're watching Lost.
Oh, it's
We're into Lost.
Yeah.
We've never watched it before.
You've never, like, ever?
Never.
Okay, wow.
You know
We
what?
know what happens.
I think it was people came in like a cult following of it, and everyone was like, "You have to watch this."
And so you were instantly like, no.
And that's the thing. That's like, I guess for me, like I get turned off by that when people are like, "You have to do this." I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to do it."
Watch me not.
And
So yeah,
I'll
we're really
sleep
into
fine
Lost.
at night.
We're about 12 episodes in to the first season, so I know we got a lot to go.
Yeah,
But it's kind of fun. But he's like, I don't understand how they're going to keep this up. And I'm like, but they do. We got to watch it. We also did like This Is Us in the beginning, but we kind of gave out on that about 2
that
seasons
was
in.
exhausting. I can't.
Yeah, that's emotionally draining.
He
I don't
got
again.
over that
I don't
a
like
little.
any of the characters in there. They all annoyed me.
You loved him in the
I was
beginning.
not
We loved
sympathetic.
the first season. We told everybody about the first season.
Well, that's
I was
how it was
just-
about parenthood. Like, we were just talking about that.
I
this
can't believe
morning.
we've never watched that.
We
I feel like
have.
that would be a
We've
good one.
watched a little bit of it.
But we do love
just
How I
was
Met Your
like-
Mother. Like most of our quotes in our life are from Friends, How I Met Your Mother, and animated movies.
I remember This Is Us just being, on top of it being just exhausting. Like the characters are so dramatic, and like everything about them, everything is just like, and who wants to watch that all
There's
the
like
time?
never a win for them.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
a little,
like there's like
it's a
never
little
a win.
bit too much real life.
Yeah,
Everyone's
it's
just
just constant.
No, we moved on from that one quickly.
Debbie Downer a little bit. But our animated movies, honey. I mean, the movies that we enjoyed before kids was like Old School, Wedding Crashers. We watched those over and over again. We even watched them, I think, in the hospital when I was
Yeah,
giving
but
birth.
I mean, now is the perfect time to bring up the fact that we went to the premiere of Old School, and
Because in LA, I used to get
we
invited
are
to all the
literally
premieres. So I used to
on-
go to premieres all the time. And if it was what we loved, oh my gosh, Saturday Night Live.
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. My gosh, I just went blank. We loved Will Ferrell, so we would see anything so I was like, well, let's go to the premiere of Old School. Go ahead.
thank you.
Sorry.
So yeah, we're at the premiere, and literally the 3 of them, Vince Vaughn, Will Ferrell,
and Luke Wilson.
and
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson, they're in a group following down the red carpet. So, and they were, they were they were so like Vince Vaughn had like Swingers.
He had done a few movies.
He'd done a couple things, but they weren't like who they were.
Yeah.
And so we were going in and we sat and I laughed so hard, my stomach hurt and everything. And she falls asleep during the premiere and then proceeds to tell everybody
all day. I was
that it was
exhausted.
terrible.
I was like, I don't get it. It wasn't even funny. It made me fall asleep. Like, because it made me fall asleep, I assumed it was.
So when you combine that with her dislike for Dumb and Dumber, I thought with, our marital vows,
You
we
just
had
gave
made
away
a big
something. Now
mistake.
people are going to hate me.
Because these were sort of like things that you can't, they're unhurtable offenses, So-
Dumb and Dumber, I
You
just
started questioning things.
Yeah. I mean, things.
I understand Dumb and Dumber. I just don't like
I
when
don't
people
get
act
Dumb and
like
Dumber either.
idiots. Okay,
But I
good.
love old school.
I'm out of here.
I love sit down. But there's another one I don't like that you like a lot, which is Along Came Polly, which is that same sort of thing. It's like those idiots. It's like these guys that are
Yeah.
idiots. So I admitted,
Along Came Polly is just kind of like predictable, like cringy humor.
yeah, he's like
Philip
he's
Seymour
using the
Hoffman
bathroom.
was
Philip
so
Seymour Hoffman's
brilliant in that movie.
brilliant. I agree.
He
But
was.
it was Ben Affleck that drove me, and even Jennifer Aniston drove me nuts in that.
Well, Ben Affleck was not in the movie, so.
Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller, I meant. Wait, but what's the other? So any Adam Sandler movie we agreed we like. We love Just Go With
sure.
It. We love 50 First Dates. That's like one of my
That's a great one.
Yeah,
all-time
I like
faves.
all of them.
like. I'll watch 50 First Dates when we have Sean Astin on. We gotta ask.
Me
him
and
all
the
about
kids and I love Blended. I don't think you liked it too much.
What is
I like
Blended?
Blended.
The one where they go to Africa?
Africa. Drew Barrymore goes to Africa with her kids, and then Adam Sandler's there with his. Wait, is it Adam
Yes.
Sandler?
Terry
Yes.
Crews.
That was a cute one. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the like.
I think Kristen. Is it Kristen Chenoweth in that one? Is a girl that looks like Kristen Chenoweth?
I don't know who it is.
Kevin Nealon, isn't it?
Kevin Nealon.
He's so funny.
So
but wait,
awesome.
let's talk about our animated movies because then we have to ask you our
Well,
questions because I've been interviewing you a little too long. We're gonna have to have you back next season. You're welcome.
We're not done with you, sir.
No, animated. What's your favorite one?
of all time,
Because I mean, obviously, with 3 kids, we've spent the last 16,
Everything.
17 years watching animated movies, and
Do
he
not
has
say
2
Cars
sisters.
too.
no, I don't. In fact, after Cars 1, I don't enjoy it. Like I thought we talked about this in the hot tub the other night.
We have a lot of our talks in the hot tub.
It was about how to me, they screwed up so badly by not continuing the story of Radiator Springs and keeping it.
Yeah,
with
Mark
that-
has a whole fan fiction that he thinks should have happened for
Well,
Cars
no, I just think
too.
it was it was so bad that like the characters were great but I wanted to see more of that story. I did not want to see him becoming a like international like
Superstar.
Austin Powers type of
It was
type
sort
of thing.
of Austin Powers.
To me, it was just so bad. But I think one of my favorite ones is there's 2 that because I think it's my relationship with the kids, but like Tucker and I loved The Good Dinosaur together. That was one of
You
our.
know what?
That
That's
was
so
sad
funny
to
'cause
me, though.
my boys hate that movie.
Really?
Yes.
It's a sad
It's
one.
so
I
sad.
don't. It's not my favorite.
It is sad.
I can appreciate it after watching it 50 million times, but it's not my favorite. It's too sad.
It is sad, but I think it's more like 'cause I had just had my back surgery, and Tucker and I sat like when I couldn't do anything, he would sit there with me. And he always wanted to watch that movie, so it's kind of like reminds me of that time period. Plus, I like the story, and then Book of Life.
Oh, yeah. My family likes that.
Those are not 2 movies that I expected you to mention at all.
Why?
Because I thought you'd say Shrek and Megamind.
Oh, both of those are great too.
Yeah,
I mean, those are our go-to.
So
Shrek,
as far as just funny
on
like,
Mother's
I
Day,
thought-
we almost watched Shrek and Megamind. Like that's what we were gonna do, and we ended up because the kids didn't join us. We watched The Rock and Matrix instead.
Yeah, that's probably speaking. Those 2 came to me because they're more like emotional decisions. I think
They are
with,
emotional
like, with
movies.
the kids.
Yeah.
But
I do-
as far as because I didn't realize until the Shrek was that 2001.
I think it was. Yeah.
How before our kids
Shrek
it was.
just reminded me because Mike Myers. Have you guys seen The Pentaveret yet?
The what?
It's this new show. It's on Netflix, and Mike Myers plays every single character basically.
Oh, really?
It is the weirdest show I've ever seen in my whole life. But if you like his kind of humor,
Yeah.
like if you liked Austin Powers or if you like Shrek, I think you'll like it.
All right. What's it called?
The Pentaveret.
Pentaveret. All right. Let's check that out.
Yeah, is it animated? Or?
No,
Oh.
no, it's live action. But I don't know how they make this show because he literally
Really?
plays almost every single character.
All right. Well, it's kind of like Eddie Murphy or
Table scene
Medea.
at,
Or like, yeah.
Kind of, but like on a much grander scale.
Yeah.
It's wild.
All right.
Anyway,
let's check that out.
Interrupt. Back to Shrek.
Shrek, though, think about the accent he did there. Same as Steve Carell in Despicable Me. We love that one. Not so
See, I love
much
all-
Minions.
Yeah, I love all the.
No.
I love
but it's
all
funny.
those.
We actually like. We
We were
like
talking about this
DreamWorks.
last night. DreamWorks is to us is by far the best.
The movies
because,
are better.
because the writing is good for adults and for kids.
The humor,
Yeah,
Sing
the-
movie.
how smart it is. Like Donkey and Shrek is like
Yeah.
the best character ever written. Like the way when we talk
They're
about.
so
oh,
funny.
Tucker wanted to play a game. Say a line from a movie, and we have to guess the movie and the character. So I said, "That ain't no brimstone neither." When he's like walking through, he's like, "Shrek, did you rip one? What does he say? Did you rip one? I had my mouth open and everything." And he goes, "I love the Shrek." Oh, and our house in Connecticut. It was really hard for me to leave that house in Connecticut because out in our backyard was this huge rock. And when we first saw that house, I looked at it and I went, "I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder." And then
But
we
on
left,
top
I was like,
of
"There's
that-
our boulder."
On top of that, whenever we would we'd want alone time, we'd tell Tucker to go fly into blue flowers, red thorns.
Blue flower, red thorns. Blue flower, red thorns. Which is what Fiona tells Donkey to go find. And he goes, "What's the blue flower for?" And she goes, "For getting rid of Donkey." That is one of the best. The quotes from that movie, we still say.
Yeah, we love that.
We named our dog Lord Sullivan Farquaad. We call him Sully, but we wanted to have a dog named Farquaad because it's such a funny name. And,
But I
and the jingle that they do when they walk in. Yeah, when they go, what do they say?
Shine your
Shine your shoes, wipe your face, do lock-ins.
Yeah.
Stay off the grass, shine your shoes, wipe your face. I love
Yeah,
it.
it got so with I don't know for y'all, but when the kids were young, we got so like we have so many movies that we never saw, but we heard them in the car.
Playing them along.
So we never actually saw the movie. We
The
just
Little
know 'em.
Mermaid 2.
Oh,
Is
I
that
didn't even know there
my
was
friend
one.
with my sister Emily and my friend Tara, who we had on here.
Yeah.
I didn't know
That's
they
like
made a
Big
Little
Brother,
Mermaid too.
Little Brother. What is it called? Big Bear, Little Bear,
Brother Bear.
Brother Bear,
Brother, yeah.
Big Brother, Brother Bear. That one I've never seen, but
Yeah.
I've heard. Open season.
Well, basically owned every single movie, but half of them I'd never seen. But it
Just
got
to
to the
play in the
point, and I
car.
think that's what did it for me was like, with movies in general, like and just wanting to not like those movies made you either they were sweet or they were funny but they were never negative. There was
Right.
nobody was ever getting killed.
There was a
Nobody-
happy ending.
Oh, we
Yeah.
liked Over the Hedge too. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
That's Steve Carell too,
And I
isn't
think
it?
that so then after the kids started watching now, of course they're into every genre of movie. So
Right.
Oh, but we watched Moana like crazy and Frozen. I mean, Tucker's first birthday cake was a
Yeah.
frozen cake.
Yeah.
His first Christmas present was a giant castle, Elsa's castle. I mean, we
and
Tangled.
funny
was a
enough,
big one for
we went
us.
to the premiere of that one, and Tucker's the only one that didn't make it through it because
Oh my god, it was torture.
when we went on the red carpet beforehand, they had brought in all this snow
He just wanted to play in the
to
snow.
LA.
And we thought if he sits with a bag of popcorn, he'll make it through at least 45 minutes of this movie, and then I'll just entertain him for the next half hour because Disney movies are never very long. And we're at the freaking El Capitan, and I'm in this tight dress and these high heels because I just had a baby and I was trying to like look great after a baby, and by the time the parents die, the first like 5 minutes of the movie, spoiler alert, he's going crazy. He wants out, and I chase him
Because
in
you
the
remember that
hallways.
snow out there. He just wants
I
to get out
chased him
there.
around that movie theater outside, took my heels off, and ran after him for another hour. And then they come out of the theater, and my little Taylor Spritler, who had played my niece on Melissa and Joey, was there as well. And they come out of the theater, and I asked Mark on the way home, "So what was the movie about?" Like, all I saw was the parents die. What happened? He goes, "I don't know. I don't get it. She was looking for a true love, but she never found a true love. I don't know. There was supposed to be this guy, but it wasn't
I
this
was
guy."
not into the story.
He didn't understand
not
it.
feeling
So the
Frozen.
next day I said to Taylor on the set, I said, "Hey, so my husband said that Frozen wasn't very good. Like it was supposed to be about true love, but she never found her love." And she goes, "No, her true love was her sister." I'm like, he did not get that. He did not
Nor
get that.
After
act
she
of
told
true
me
love.
that, I was like, I was just not.
But she did also find her true love in, what's his name?
Christoph.
yeah.
But it's more so
The
about
one with the
this-
reindeer.
the true love, showing an act of
I
true
thought
love.
Kristoff was one. I thought the reindeer was the best part of the movie,
Sven.
and Olaf. Yeah,
Olaf, of course.
So, Melissa, I'm so
Yeah.
excited for you. You've been really working hard on getting your immune system up and going really well and getting your body in shape. What's your secret weapon now?
Well, I've been using AG1. Do you know AG1?
I have heard of this.
It's made by Athletic Greens. It's great. It tastes great. You do a scoop. Oh, no, because I know those veggie things can be not so tasty. This one is pretty yum.
What do
You
do?
put a scoop in your water in the morning and it, oh my gosh, it helps in so many ways.
So tell me what it's doing for you.
So with one scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, all kinds of good stuff, right? It's lifestyle friendly. You can eat it when you're keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, all the things.
So it's good for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it costs less than $3 a day. So you're investing in your health and it's cheaper than that cold brew habit.
And I love this. They're sustainable too. For every purchase, they donate to organizations helping to get nutritious food to kids in need, including No Kid Hungry here in the U.S.
That's
and
amazing.
Yeah, they do like climate neutral, certified, all that good stuff.
That is amazing. So right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills or supplements to look out for your health.
Yeah, and to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/WWB.
Again, that's athleticgreens.com/WWB to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Thank you, Athletic Greens, for supporting What Women Binge.
All right,
We have
gotta
to do
ask
our
you the
questions.
question.
I know we've had you here forever. Are you tired? What's a movie you would watch with commercials? Because we've had this argument recently. You won't watch Yellowstone with commercials. What will you watch with commercials?
No, I mean, we own all the movies, so
Yes, but what movie? So the other day I turned. Oh, actually,
what happens? Usually the way it goes is if we're like for some reason on YouTube TV, if it's on, then I just automatically just go over to Apple TV and
there
turn
were a
on.
few Christmas movies we watched with commercials this year that
I
were
don't
just
think so.
on. Yeah, there was something. There was a
Maybe
Saturday.
Elf or something.
Fletch. You would watch Fletch with commercials.
Well, I mean, no, because I own it. We would
Okay,
just go.
it's not about owning it, Wilkerson. It's about what would you
But
actually.
that's just illogical. Why would I not do that?
Oh my gosh, you're no fun at this. Forget it. This is supposed to be a quick question, not supposed to be an in-depth therapy moment. A book you read super fast. You're really good at this game.
I don't know. I didn't read anything really fast because I
How about
I
City
love
of Thieves?
to read.
We both love the
Yeah,
book.
okay.
That's one of the
City
only.
of Thieves I probably read in a day.
So it's written by one of the David Benioff, right? Who's one of the writers of Game of Thrones. Such a good book. It's about a boy he's in Russia, World War I, and he gets taken prisoner. And they say,
a lot
"Well,
of
let
cannibalism in there.
Ooh, not for
they
me.
say we'll take you. We'll let you go if you go find. You need a dozen eggs or 6 eggs or something for the constable's daughter's
it's-
wedding or something." And he goes on this mission to try to find eggs with another boy. And they're starving and they're freezing.
It's really good. It's not long either. But normally the problem is I read a lot. My favorite books are usually informational, or political or financial stuff that you have to read focused, and I don't have a great focus.
Like applicable knowledge.
So I have to reread and reread. So there's not a whole lot of fast reading for me.
Did you have a favorite show as a teenager or a kid?
Probably Growing Pains or
Winnie
I
Cooper.
loved
Wonder Years.
Wonder
Wonder
Years.
Years,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what-
all those we
But you like the old movies. You showed our kids the old shows like Andy Griffith,
So loved Andy Griffith.
Flintstones. Our kids like the Flintstones. Like you showed them some of the
Yeah, I mean
childhood
but as far as like, yeah, I remember all those from a kid. But
Growing Pains. was a big
Growing
one.
Pains was a big one.
Like
The
your
parents were my mom and dad. The sister was definitely Holly and
Your
Sally.
sisters.
Yeah.
Best fast
Boner.
food joint. What's your favorite? What's your? Go right back to that.
Stabone.
What's your best fast food joint? Your favorite? Is it Hattie B's? No. Is it Chick-fil-A? It used to be.
Did you ask me a question?
Yes, I did. I'm trying to guess. I
Um,
want to know this.
It was Chick-fil-A before I had it
Before you
on
moved to
my
the South.
doorstep. Yeah, because when we were not living there, I couldn't get it. So it was like
You like In-N-Out Burger?
valued. I don't like In-N-Out Burger. I think it's one of the most overrated burgers there is. It's not anywhere close to what.
You liked it in the beginning when we first moved
No,
to
I mean,
Nevada.
it was okay.
Okay.
Fast food. I don't know. I don't really like it.
If we have to order in, where are we ordering him from?
not fast food.
Five Guys?
Sure, Five Guys is great.
You love Five Guys.
I mean, Five Guys burger 10 times better than In-N-Out Burger.
What's the one that you like? The new one though, the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, so I ordered from this place called Wild Burgers. It just came up on my.
I was all excited about it. New burger
I
place.
was like, yeah, it sounds great, and all the burgers, and then it comes in it's
Buffalo Wild Wings.
A show you refuse to watch. There really are. Bridgerton.
Yeah, I mean anything if they were in costumes and it's set back in the period, I'm out.
Which makes me so mad because I think he'd like The Great other than the language. Mark doesn't like.
Oh, The Great is great. Yeah. It's awesome.
You would like it.
But as far as just refuse to, that somebody like, I think y'all, because of what's that show that you liked so much that you just drove me nuts with.
You have to give me a little more.
It's a period type of thing.
Bridgerton?
But it was more. No, they weren't wearing that kind. It was like
Gilded Age.
No, I can't remember.
Was it a while ago?
Yeah, it's you, and then you got your mom watching it, and then it was
many discussions abound.
I'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, it's like a lot of killing in it.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
That's not a period.
I can't watch Game of Thrones.
My mom got me into it. My mom had watched it 3 times through, and her and Emily had this secret language that sounded like Chinese to me. And I was like, I need to figure out what this is. And it was Game of Thrones, and I became obsessed. But it was while we were spending time apart. So I was binging like 3-4 episodes a day. That was true binging. It was good. A movie you don't understand the hype of. There's a lot for you.
Yeah. I don't know. What's something that we really...
Well, we walked out of this one movie we ever walked out of with Adam Sandler.
Punch Drunk Club.
Yeah. That one you hated.
Well, I
feel like
don't
we need
even
to give
know
that
if it
another
was any
chance.
good because I just didn't want to see Adam Sandler in that way. But I
Yeah,
don't
it
know. As
wasn't
far as
funny.
just like a movie that somebody's told me that I should like that.
Maybe Garden State.
Oh, yeah.
No, go ahead. Tell her about Garden State.
I don't even remember the movie. I just remember you.
Well, we've said this before on here. You texted Mark.
Oh, that's
Because I
right.
said Garden State is the
Greatest movie of all ever
greatest
made.
movie of our generation.
Of our generation.
It is.
A workout you gave up on.
Oh,
Because Mark doesn't give up on much workouts. Your favorite one is the stick mobility, right?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think probably I haven't really given up. I've just kind of added to like I don't think I've ever given up.
You were doing the boxing for a little while, the fight camp. You
a workout that I think is stupid.
spinning.
Spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
really?
He also doesn't like my Thigh Master, but I really like my Thigh Master. And he gave it away when we moved to the South, and I was so mad. But luckily, I worked with Suzanne Summers' son, who got me another Thigh Master. Yeah. What's your favorite genre of books? Political,
Yeah.
propaganda.
We don't talk about politics, Melissa.
I think I like to call them logic books,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
fact-based books.
He bought a nice mug for himself that says,
We don't talk about politics.
my opinion.
Melissa.
No, I know. But what was the mug? That's the
I
mug
didn't buy that, by the way. Somebody gave me that for
me.
my birthday.
Oh, something about don't let my
Sorry if
my common
facts
sense offends
affects
you.
your feelings.
Yeah. What's a podcast that you've listened to or have on constantly, which you don't? But what's
ATG.
what's ATG?
It's the knees over toe guy.
Oh, he's obsessed
That's
with
what
knees over
so I
toes,
listen to
this
their
new workout
podcast a lot.
idea.
Knees over toes.
You know how like you're never supposed to put your knees past your
You know how you were
ankles?
told for years you should not let your knees go past your toes.
No one has ever told me that.
Like when you
Like
when
when
you
you
do lunges and stuff, you're not supposed to let your knees go past your toes. But now there's a whole thing about knees past toes.
Well, because in every their whole thing is in every athletic move that you do, whether you jump and even in a golf swing, all of it. There, when you land, your knees are always over your toes, and he thinks, and I agree, that that's why a lot of knee injuries are happening now. Is because people have for so long been told don't let this happen, so they become so weak. And I know mine was because I have such bad knee pain and it's going away.
What's your favorite reading spot?
Outside on the patio when it's not
1,000 degrees.
Satan's
Yeah.
breath. Yeah.
Do you have your phone on you?
No, it's over there.
Oh, we have to check your emails. All right, we'll get.
I don't have. Well, actually, because somehow they've been like my new BFT email.
Oh, he's starting there's a franchise called
chip.
BFT.
Yeah.
So Mark's
right.
doing this new franchise BFT, and he's gonna.
How many emails are currently in your inbox?
38.
38. Yeah,
But-
I love
You two
him.
are cut from the same
I
cloth.
love him. I know we're
No,
both
no,
actually
no.
neat and clean and
So-
organized.
See what I'm
Like
at
it.
right now.
So I've only really have 20 and 4 since I've gotten in here.
Currently have 4,589
Does that make you uncomfortable?
and
I would probably
148
just
missed
delete
calls.
that account and start a new one.
How many missed calls?
148.
How is that even possible?
I don't like to take phone calls.
Give me your phone.
No.
Give me your phone. I'm going to
No.
get rid of half of them right now. Watch this. All you have to do is hit recent.
What if I
Give me-
if I need them?
You don't.
How do you know?
No, I'll just click recent. And I bet you 100 of them disappear. Watch. Go into your phone. Oh, no, you only have one in recent.
Oh, those are all voicemails.
You have 147 voicemails.
Oh, okay.
I don't even. No, I
Mine-
can't. I
Mom
don't
would
even
tell me
understand
I
how.
couldn't.
Is that why? Is that? I mean, how many does it have to be before it says
Full.
this is full? This voice box is full.
I don't know the answer to that.
Well, apparently
She bought extra
147 maybe.
storage.
All right, we're gonna do a this or that with you.
Okay, you ready? Superman or Batman?
Batman.
Well, you don't wear.
Can I answer these for him?
I don't think he tans or wears makeup.
Oh no, he likes real tan. He likes to sit outside with no shirt on and get some tan. He'll sit in the street if he has to get a tan.
Chess or Scrabble?
Scrabble.
That's right. Sand or snow?
Ooh, snow.
That's tough.
You love to shovel.
I think sand.
Oh,
Twizzlers or red vines?
Neither.
he's from the south.
Favorite candy?
Mm-hmm.
Milk Duds.
Stuck in your teeth.
TV shows or movies?
That's tough too. Probably TV shows. I don't like for the stories to end.
He's not a plucked or threaded kind of guy either.
No, but
You made these very female centric.
I know I did. Plucked or threaded.
Imagine for what women binge.
Nirvana or Foo Fighters?
Foo Fighters.
Yeah. I kind of felt like that was coming. That's it.
That's it?
That's all we got.
Wait, I thought there was plucked or oh, so beard. What happened to? Wasn't there beard?
Oh, I missed it. Mustache or clean shaven?
For me? Or for her?
Well, I know her answer. What's your answer?
How about for me? Do you want me hairy or shaved? Yeah, I haven't shaved in a few days. Sorry.
Depends on where we're talking about.
We're back to sausage. Back to the beginning.
Oh, man.
Thanks for being here, honey. Did you have
It was
fun?
all my pleasure.
Did we torture you?
No, I mean,
Okay, good. Well, I love you.
Okay, now, since we're ending this session now, I'm going to need you each to say one thing that you love about each other. And don't say sausage.
He's like such an amazing.
Yeah, but give us
Dad.
something else.
Oh, okay. I love your eyes.
No, you already said that one.
I love how soft the top of your feet are at night in bed. I always rub my feet on the top of your feet. The bottoms, no. The top, yes.
Okay.
No, I legitimately,
so you're not lying.
legitimately, I'm not lying. No, you're a great gift giver. You do so much for. He folds my laundry. Like, I mean, how can I ever like this guy folds my if it's in the dryer, he will fold it for me. He's a good folder. It's like nice. Isn't that a sweet thing?
I worked at Structure during Christmas holidays one year.
So he knows how to fold.
Structure.
Yeah, he doesn't just like dump it on the like. I sometimes dump it on
Trained
the
from the
bed to get
best.
to it later, and he gets so mad about that. And I'm like, I just didn't have time to do it just yet. But he always folds my stuff.
All right, Mark, what's something you love about Melissa?
I love your bangs.
That's what I wanted you to ask him: bangs or no bangs, instead of bearded or, or
bangs
clean.
or no
shave.
bangs?
Obviously,
No
bangs.
bangs for sure. He
No, for real.
hates
What's
my
something
bangs.
you love about Melissa?
Good luck.
What do you mean?
You don't ever answer this question. 20 years.
What's something I love about you?
Yeah.
I've never told you anything I love about you.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you seriously.
I know you like my butt.
All right, we got to
I
wrap
think
this up,
I
guys. Come
love.
on.
I love the fact that she. I mean, because I quit on doing it, and I love the fact that she has been able to. That she has the ability to leave our family and go work and do what needs to be done for our family, and she has the ability to do that because I don't have the ability to. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just I knew after I left and was doing it when the kids were really little that I couldn't this was not something I could do on repeat. And I know you do a lot of it out of, you have
I
to.
hate to do it.
I know you do, but you have the ability to go and like, you can kind of lose yourself in a little bit and get when you're gone.
I do. I go full work mode, and then I come
Yeah.
home and try to be full mommy mode. But it's
Yeah.
not easy to do both.
But
Well,
And I
able
think,
to,
but
and
just
that's a
be,
gift.
but able to, and no, I mean, that's our life, you know,
That's cool.
and you have to,
you don't love the vacations I plan for you? I plan some epic vacations. A
Like
month in Australia.
one
bad one.
a year, one a year.
But they're pretty epic.
When
this?
vacation,
Anyway.
it's like work.
Well, only because we have to do some touristy things. I'm sorry. Tough
Yeah.
luck. Costa Rica this summer.
I understand completely. All right.
All right. Well, thank you, honey.
Thank you.
Will you go pick up the kids from school?
That's what I was about to do.
Thank you guys for joining us here at What Women Binge.
Can you do us a favor and give us an Apple Podcast review? It helps a lot.
Yeah, and while you're at it, you can follow What Women Binge on Instagram.
And follow me on Instagram at Amanda WWB.
If you like listening to the podcast, you would love seeing it. So you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Melissa Joan Hart Official, for full episodes, bonus content, and so much more. What Women Binge is produced by Laugh-O-Gram Studios. Our wonderful theme song was written and produced by my cute husband, Mark Wilkerson. Video production by Matt Giesler and Jay Hawley. Audio by Matt Lott. Production assistant Jen Best. And she is the best. What Women Binge is distributed by Podcast Heat. For more information, visit podcastheat.com. Do you have a question or a comment or a topic you want to suggest for the show? Well, we are listening. Email us at wwbquestions@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.